Good afternoon. This is a hearing before the Licensing Board for the City of Boston. Today's voting hearing is being held on December 3rd, 2020. This hearing is being recorded and is being held pursuant to certain temporary amendments to the open meeting law. Beginning with license premise inspection hearing items, which was held December 1st, 2020. The first item is D&D Hospitality LLC, doing business as Publico, located at 11 Dorchester Street. The date of the incident was March 14th, 2020. Assault and battery employee on a patron in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I didn't see this as a foreseeable event. While the manager did admit that there had been a fight, I don't think it was the employee was fired immediately. And given that it wasn't foreseeable, I see no violation.
I agree.
"49 Melcher Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Bastille Kitchen Chalet, located at 49 Melcher Street. The date of the incident is November 1st, 2020. Assault and battery with a deadly weapon, patron on patron, inside premise, in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 15A.
So I see a violation. Sorry. I think that something like this could have been prevented without, if they had not used.
Kathleen, you just broke up. Are you guys hearing her, or is she broken up for you?
I was breaking up. We'll give it a second.
Yep, we'll let it reload.
Say that again.
Oh, Kathleen, can you hear us?
We can wait it out. I'm sure it'll straighten out.
I just texted her so she knows.
Okay.
I think it sounds a little better. Nope, sorry. Too optimistic.
I just get a call in. Just 1 second. She just had her internet upgraded too.
Did she turn it off and turn it back on?
Can you hear us now, Kathleen?
What was that?
Oh, I was just asking if she could hear us, but I think it says she's still connecting.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back.
Okay, sorry about that. Back to Bastille Kitchen. I see a violation for this incident. I think there were several things that the licensee could have done to prevent this. They could have had additional staff on. Given the fact that it was the manager's first day, I think they had a responsibility to have more staff on. The fact that they were using an event planner / promoter and having a brunch that went till 7 p.m., which I find very unusual. I think something like this was not unforeseeable. I vote for a warning here, and because the attorney of record has notified the board that they will remain closed until a new manager of record is sworn in by this board, and that manager of record taking over and the restaurant opening would require a public hearing before this board. And as we all know, that public hearing would require the manager of record agreeing and attesting that he or she is familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, and given some of the other testimony we heard yesterday and the written testimony that we had received via email, I would be taking those rules and responsibilities that go along with the board very seriously when and if we have a hearing on a new manager of record.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was also concerned about the camera. I mean, they had a responsibility. Or it also just lends to it seems lax.
Yeah, according to the company and the note that we got, it was a clear choice to not have that area covered by a camera. And I was also disturbed by just how little information they brought to the table as far as what happened. I found it hard to believe that nothing, there was no precursor, even by a couple of minutes. And the best I could come up with is that nobody was really paying attention. I didn't hear any information to the effect that they actually were paying attention. And I think that's their duty to be aware of what's going on with their patrons. And the best I could say is that they were blissfully unaware of what was going on, if not negligently.
So a warning, and the licensee is to remain closed until such time as the board approves a new manager of record.
Yes.
Wing Hung Inc., doing business as New Moon Villa Restaurant, located at 15 to 19 Edinburgh Street. The date of the incident was November 10th, 2020. Premise allowing bring your own alcohol on premise, tequila and Hennessy, in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 64. Patrons on premise at 10:35 p.m. in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 64, in the Governor's Executive Order.
I see a violation for both of these.
Yes.
I don't think there's an excuse anymore for any of our licensees to be open beyond 10 p.m. Putting our own inspectors at risk to have to go into these places, as well as the people that are inside.
And the waiter didn't know about the liquor brought in was not credible at all for me.
And the door being locked, and then drinking their liquor out of glasses at the
provided by them. Yeah.
I think he said that not only was the door locked, but the lights were out, which means they knew they were intentionally trying to hide it.
Violation. Let me just pull up the docket sheet on the BYOB. There is no history of a similar violation. So is that a warning on both?
So a warning.
Yes.
Do we want to make? Do we add them to the list of email lists? That was an issue, right? We get that done.
He
So that won't be an excuse again as well, right? Should we note that on the docket that we added them? So we won't forget.
Ignorance.
Churrascaria Volcao LLC, doing business as Churrascaria Volcao, located at 203 Adams Street. The date of the incident is October 23rd, 2020. Mandatory informational hearing regarding ownership beneficial interest in the licensee entity, manager of record, oversight and control of the day-to-day operation of the licensee entity, and the execution and filing of the annual renewal application for the licensee entity, allegation that the licensee no longer has the legal right to occupy the premise, in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 15A, Section 16A, Section 23, 26, and 64. For the record, the licensee failed to appear despite having notice delivered and being contacted and discussed by phone. He reached out to the office to say he could not access the hearing, but when I spoke to him, he said he thought it was a different day.
Leslie, what are our options here? I know this has been a source of frustration for the staff and for the board.
Absolutely. It could be either a rescheduling of the hearing. It could be a suspension until such time as the licensee rectifies the concerns. We also have received correspondence from the landlord stating that they have installed locks. She cannot access the space and they owe a significant amount of money. So it's completely at the board's discretion.
Can you repeat that again, the first one?
So it could be a rescheduling the emergency hearing and again mandating that they attend. It could be a warning. It could be a suspension until such time as the ownership interest is clarified. It could also, the option is also to state that the licensee has a certain number of days to update the board on the correct ownership and legal right to occupy the premise. And should they fail to do that, additional disciplinary action could be taken.
Okay, that's what I'd like to do. I think we've spent a lot of time with this manager. I don't even know who he is. We've tried to work with him and his representatives. Could we calendar this for, what's today's date?
Today is the 3rd.
Can we give them 1 week?
Are they currently operating?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just said that the landlord put a lock on the door.
No, the tenant put a lock on the door, allegedly, and the landlord can no longer access the space. And the landlord has stated that they're not legally permitted to be at the premise. So the licensee has 7 days to provide the board proof of the legal right to occupy the premise, as well as it may be appropriate at this time, and he is represented by counsel, to require a sworn statement regarding who is owning and operating the establishment.
Yeah, I want to wrap this up. We have spent hours trying to work with all parties, and the responsibility is on them to straighten this out. And there's no excuse that they didn't join the hearing yesterday.
Are we also adding that we're pulling the license on day 7 if we don't get what we're asking for?
Yes. So that would mean if we don't have the correct information by the close of business on December 17th, their license is revoked on December 18th.
How long have we been deciding? How long has this been an issue since it's been on our desk?
Months at this point. And we have been actively working with the licensee.
We had this in another hearing as well, right? That was kind of we didn't get very far and to figure out exactly what was happening.
Correct.
And that's why we did this over again.
Correct. The licensee has 7 days to provide the board proof of the legal right to occupy the premise, as well as sworn statements regarding the ownership and operation of the premise. Should the licensee fail to provide adequate documentation in the board's discretion pursuant to this vote, by 5 p.m. on December 10th, the license shall be revoked as of December 18th, 2020, and the license must cease operation, and the licensee must cease operation. And for the record, this is a non-transferable neighborhood restricted license. So, Kathleen, I think you're muted.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, my phone is still called in, but we'll see. Okay, thank you.
Transactional hearings held December 2nd, 2020. La Patrona Mexican Grill, LLC, located at 360 Center Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised in the above 2,100 square feet with basement and kitchen. Manager Elizabeth Cabral. Hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
NKOTB Lessee LLC, doing business as Revere Hotels Rebels Guild, located at 196 to 200 Stewart Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Timothy Brett to Fernando Antonio Grulon.
I vote to approve.
Great.
Colwyn Management, Inc., doing business as Residence Inn by Marriott South End Boston, located at 2001 Washington Street. Holder of a neighborhood restricted in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Simone Nikki Elliott.
I vote to approve.
Thank you.
Colwyn Management, Inc., doing business as AC Hotel by Marriott Cleveland Circle, located at 395 Chestnut Hill Avenue. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Colin James Foley.
I vote to approve.
Okay.
Shaw's Supermarkets, Inc., doing business as Star Market, located at 53 Huntington Avenue. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and change of ownership interest.
Approve.
I agree.
Star Markets Company, Inc., doing business as Star Market, located at 90 Causeway Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and change of ownership interest.
Approve.
First Atlas Lions LLC, doing business as Madeira 83, located at 73 to 83 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change to doing business as the licensed business from Madeira 83 to Street Bistro.
Approve.
Tangerino Lounge, Inc., located at 73 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change to doing business as of the licensed business from Tangerino to Boston Cigar Club.
Approve.
I agree.
The Chilton Club, located at 150 to 152 Commonwealth Avenue. Holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors.
Approve.
Del Frisco's of Boston LLC, doing business as Del Frisco's, located at 230 Northern Avenue. Doing business as Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, located at 888 Boylston Street. Doing business as Del Frisco's, located at 230 Northern Avenue. Doing business as Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, located at 888 Boylston Street. Holder of the above referenced common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change in ownership interest and a change of LLC manager.
Approve.
I agree.
Sullivan's Pub of Charlestown, Inc., doing business as Sullivan's Pub, located at 85 to 87 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change in officers, directors, stockholders. Secondly, has petitioned to change the manager from John T. Sullivan Sr. to John T. Sullivan Jr. Lastly, has petitioned for a change of stock interest.
Approve.
I agree.
Agree.
Fogo de Chao Churrascaria, Boston LLC, doing business as Fogo de Chao Churrascaria, located at 200 Dartmouth Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Cheyenne Sinem de Assis.
Approve.
Agree.
Akiki Fine Wines LLC, located at 1171 Hyde Park Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license, has petitioned for a change of category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. And there was a request to defer this to allow for the completion of the community process.
Fine.
$818 Huntington, Inc., doing business as Huntington Market, located at 818 to 820 Huntington Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Huntington Avenue Market, Inc., doing business as Huntington Market at the same location. The premise is located on the first floor of a 1-story building, and the adjacent space is located on the first floor of a 3-story building. 1 room for retail with basement for storage containing 1,535 square feet. 1 entrance in front, 1 entrance in rear. Charvac Carpe manager, closing hours 11 p.m. Lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company.
Approve.
I agree.
H&M Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Sophia Italian Steakhouse, located at 1436 West VFW Parkway. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed premise to include second floor dining and bar area for 24 patrons with seasonal roof deck, 342 square feet, for an additional 18 patrons. Seasonal roof deck to operate from May 1st to October 30th. Hours of operation 4:30 p.m. till 1 a.m. One gender neutral bathroom and one service station are part of the floor plan.
Approved.
I agree.
Irish Village, Inc., doing business as Irish Village, located at 224 to 226 Market Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business. In two rooms, all on first floor, 1,600 square feet with a total of 150 seats, 2 bathrooms, 3 entrances, and 3 exits, basement for storage.
Approved.
I agree.
Chansky Market, Inc., doing business as Chansky's Supermarket, located at 1700 Commonwealth Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcoholic beverages license.
I think the properly demonstrated a public need to change the category. And they did agree to no nips and no singles, so I vote to approve.
Second that.
With a no nips, no singles condition. Jam On LLC, doing business as American Provisions, located at 1971 Dorchester Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcoholic beverages license.
The applicant's testimony was that they're going to offer some unique small productions of beer and wine, organic beer and wine. And I share that just because it is entirely different than what is offered at the market about a block away. That being said, they're not taking any of their shelf space away from the food offerings. They're just going to have additional things offered. And there was support from the community and from the counselor's office. So for those reasons, I vote to support.
I agree.
And they also agreed to no nips, no singles.
Okay.
Kamakura LLC, doing business as Kamakura, located at 150 State Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to LRTB LLC, doing business as Little Rose Taco Bar at the same location. Michael Serpa, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Lastly, is petitioned to pledge the license to LDJ Development LLC.
Approve.
Cafe Bonjour, Inc., doing business as Cafe Bonjour, located at 55 Temple Place, has applied for a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above 1,700 total square feet, including 1,300 square feet of dining space on ground floor with bar and dining area seating, kitchen and storage in rear, additional storage in basement, main entrance exit on Temple Place, additional exit in rear of premise.
I think the applicant adequately described the public need for this type of license, especially in this neighborhood. It is small with only 19 seats. There was a lot of support. And so for all of those reasons together, I vote to support.
I agree.
Granted pending availability of a license. Jam Session LLC, doing business as American Provisions, located at 613 East Broadway. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcoholic beverages.
Again, the applicant testified that they would be offering some unique offerings that are different in the other package stores located nearby. I was split on whether the opposition outweighed the support. It seemed like there was a lot of both, but these are different offerings. And again, they testified on the record, it won't be taking up additional shelf space. They're not going to be taking away from the food that they're offering. And they did testify on the record, there is no intent to change from the American Provisions concept to a package store. It's just going to be adding a couple of extra things to what they offer the public right now. So for those reasons, I vote to support it.
I agree.
They also agreed to no nips, no singles. La Abundancia Bakery Corp., doing business as La Abundancia Restaurant, located at 59 Meridian Street, has applied for a common vitular 7-day malt and wine license to be exercised in the above. One large room, 835 square feet, split into 2 areas divided by a serving counter and display counter. On one side of the counters, the seating area consists of 5 tables of 4 and 1 table of 2 seats. This area is approximately 385 square feet. The area on the other side of the counter is the service and kitchen area. Manager Nuri Garcia Montano, closing hour 12:30.
I vote to support this license.
I agree.
Pending availability of the license. Following are applying for a new CV license at a previously licensed location. Mary Louise Scrutis, doing business as the Galley Diner, located at 11 P Street. Mary Scrutis is manager of record, in one room on first floor with kitchen in rear. Hours of operation 5 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I vote to support.
Great.
Paloma Nigerian Cuisine LLC, 924 Morton Street. Queen Sarah Omama is the manager of record. Kitchen, bathroom, and seating area on first floor. Basement for storage and office. Hours of operation Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Support.
I agree.
Dynasty Restaurant Inc., located at 1202 Blue Hill Avenue. Carmen E. Huang is manager of record. In one room on first floor with kitchen in rear and storage in basement. Hours of operation 12 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Support.
I agree.
Godiva Chocolatier, doing business as Godiva Cafe, located at 800 Boylston Street. Jennifer Ray Asselin as manager of record. Hours of operation 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Support.
The following are applying for changes to an existing CV license. 660 Corporation, doing business as City Convenience, 700 Albany Street, has petitioned to change the manager from Gary Matthews to John Texera. Secondly, is petitioned to add Paul Rell as a director.
Support.
Children's Hospital Boston, 300 Longwood Avenue, has petitioned to change the manager from Michael Coglinardro to Michelle Morgan.
Support.
Asmabanu Enterprises, Inc., doing business as JMP Fine Indian Cuisine, 1095 Commonwealth Avenue, has petitioned to transfer the stock of the corporation and has petitioned to remove shareholder Sarfaraz Jinwala.
Support.
And those are all the items before the board today.